Everyone, so this is the summary of the poem To Melancholy by Charlotte Smith. So these are the important points. This poem is a Petrarchan sonnet. This poem is a part of her elegiac sonnets collection. This poem was written on the banks of Arun River in 1785. As mentioned by the poet in the epigraph of the poem, the Arun River is in West Sussex, England. In this poem, the poet gives a description of the sights and sounds of an autumn evening near the banks of the Arun River. She depicts the evening as sad and melancholy. So, this is the text of the poem, written on the banks of the Arun, Oct 1785. When latest autumn spreads her evening veil, and the grey mists from these dim waves arise, I love to listen to the hollow sighs through the half leafless wood that breathes the gale, for at such hours the shadowy phantom pale oft seems to fleet before the poet's eyes. Strange sounds are heard and mournful melodies. So, when the poem opens, the speaker describes the cold and misty evening on the banks of Arun River in the autumn season. She realizes that the grey mist and dead leaves reflect her own sadness. The speaker personifies the autumn season in the beginning of the poem and says that it is now getting darker, as if the autumn season is covering the world with a veil. The speaker observes the grey mist rising from the waves of the Arun River. Next speaker says that she loves to hear the sound of the wind coming through the trees. These trees have less leaves because of autumn season. At this time, it is easy for the poet to see things like ghosts or shadowy phantoms. At this time, the speaker might also start hearing weird sounds like sad songs from the ghosts or other wanderers who are mourning about their own sadness. As of night wanderers who their woes bewail here by his native stream at such an hour, pity's own Otway I methinks could meet, and hear his deep sighs swell the saddened wind. O melancholy, such thy magic power, that to the soul these dreams are often sweet, and soothe the pensive visionary mind. In the next line, speaker imagines to meet Otway, a person who used to live near this place. She says that Arun River was his native stream. Here, the speaker makes reference to Thomas Otway, an English poet and playwright from the late 1600s, who was famous for expressing his emotions through his poetry, and he died in poverty. The speaker thinks that he had a lot in his life to worry about. In the next lines, the speaker directly addresses melancholy. Here, she is using an apostrophe, which means talking to something that cannot answer. Next, the speaker says that feeling melancholy is a magical to her. It actually soothes her. She says that it actually brings peace to her mind. And here the poem ends.